Hmm. See that thing that said we live, but we probably are. Okay, now we're live. Hey, Facebook family and friends.
Hey, what's happening, y'all?
I'm T Hatchett, and
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
this is the Hatchet Chronicles.
What's going on, y'all?
So, first, my shout out is that today is the 10th, so that means that my artist Sabrina John has not one but two singles out. Sabrina Johnston, she has the two that she has out is what, baby?
Flute song, and I feel my feet.
You Make Me Feel.
I knew something was feeling.
You Made Me Feel on August 4th. And the flute song came out today. So, guys, go to your favorite streaming site and buy and download. Hi, Nora. Buy and.
Know who that is? It's Uncle Eddie's daughter.
Hi, Nora.
Yeah,
My favorite cousin.
yeah, I think it's Uncle. What's up, God?
So go to your favorite streaming site and purchase her single, either one of them or both of them.
I played the song last Tuesday on my show, so tomorrow, so everybody can familiarize themselves with the single. So y'all could go out and support.
Yeah, she's a major artist, y'all. She had Peace in the Valley for the Jerseyans. Peace in the Valley, and back in the 90s in Friendship. And Peace in the Valley played on just about like MTV, YouTube. It was back in stories and things. So she's back at it and hard because she's calling me all the time asking me to put out something for her. So she's working very hard. So support. And my artist Del Royale, he has one video on YouTube called Only One. He August 12th, which is in 2 days, y'all. Risking It All will be out. Check him out. He is an independent artist, but another powerhouse. He's got an old soul, y'all. Listen to his. My book, The Power of God, is $15 and $3 shipping and handling. I am me. I am my husband. Call me if you have my number. Text me. Get my book, y'all. Support. Also, my husband and I are writing a book from my rib. And I'm looking like that for those of you who don't know. He came up with the name and I always forget. And so I finally got it right. So from my rib, look out for that. Also, I'm writing a second book called Life at the Bent Knees. Now, you guys, you really need to get my first book, even though it's not a Bent Knees is not a part 2, but there's some things that I refer to. You'll know what I'm talking about if you get The Power of God first. Also, my sister's got an anthology that's coming out. I wrote a chapter in. It's the Corona Chronicles. Look out for that. That's coming out real soon, guys. That'll be out before Life at the Bent Knees and From My Rib. Also, what else? Oh, my sister Valerie. She has the Ladies of the Book Club web series, which is phenomenal. Look out for that. I think part 3 is out now. She also has 2 books, the Book Club 1 and the Book Club 2, Carol's Return, so look out for that. I am anybody who want to start a business or don't know where to turn with the business, the EIN. What's a EIN? How do I get it? Call me. I am me. I am my husband. I can help you with that. Get in contact with me. Um, I don't know. I guess that's all I got right now. I got so much going on.
That's enough.
Yeah. So what you got going on?
Too much.
Mm.
Too much. I'm so excited about working with an artist that I hooked up with, and yo, man, y'all have no idea. When she sings, flowers fall out of her mouth.
Mm. Wow.
And she was part of a writing team that wrote for Destiny's Child and a few others. Man, they wrote a few hits. And she is what I've been looking for in a female artist for the last at least a good 4 years, man. Full soulful artist. And she is it. And I'm so excited. I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag yet and say her name, but she's working on some stuff that I sent her, and she sent me a single that'll be out in 2 weeks. She got a single that'll be out. Oh my God, the single was nuts. Anyway, I'm working on that. I'm working with my brothers, the Whack DJs. I got my show on Tuesday nights. Whack DJ. If you're watching, please. I know I probably sent you an invite. I sent almost everybody in my friends list an invite to the Whack DJs page. Please accept that because what else I have going on? Oh, I've been working with this working on the beats for beginners. That's the final name. Me and my wife, we go back and forth with the name, but it's called Beats for Beginners. I'm working on the content for that video and that class. So once that class is up, if you join the class and you complete the class, I'm giving away a sound pack with over 5,000 sounds in it. And if you want the sound pack itself, it'll cost you $35.
Which is the same amount that the class is.
When you was doing your plugs, so don't you dare do it to me. We got the book. Oh, Kilo, my man Kilo, my bro. He's got movies. Man, I think it's Save the Artist is the YouTube page. You guys need to check that out, man. He sent me 6 movies yesterday, and these, man, y'all really need to go check out the Save the Artist is the page on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. That's his YouTube page, Save the Artist. I just sent him some stuff, man. We get ready to work on a couple of things. I sent him some stuff for a soundtrack that he's doing. Well, it's going to be a soundtrack for something he's doing. Doing that. Shirley Daniels is doing a podcast. Y'all can see her on Facebook, Instagram. And I just did 1, 2, 3 songs for her podcast. And
my husband is working.
Man, listen, I got a song pulled up right now that I had to hurry up and get off of it because I had to jump on here.
Had to?
Yeah, I had to.
It's our pleasure. Your support. You shouldn't say have to. That doesn't sound right.
I had to do the Hatchet Chronicles, so I had to stop doing what I was doing over there.
Yeah, but so I could say had to, like, you don't want to show up for.
If I didn't want to show up, I wouldn't show up.
Listen, you know what? I can't, y'all.
Period.
Anyway, okay. Are you finished?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So anyway, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. So like, share on Facebook and on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and hit the notices. Yay! I said that right. My husband was waiting for me to mess up.
subscribe, comment, and hit the notification button.
Oh, well, I was close.
Hit the notification.
Yeah, I got that part. I always forget that one.
Okay, like, subscribe.
You guys know what I mean, right? And we appreciate your support and know that we're not licensed in anything. This is our opinions and stuff that we've been through. So now that we got that out the way, let's go to the subject, which is the subject was by Doug, right? Doug is the one. Doug and
His wife, Iris.
Doug and Iris. Hopefully they will be on. The question was, how do we keep faith? Especially when you're going through a lot. And so we understand that. So thank you, Doug and Iris, for our subject for today. How do you keep faith? And it is something that's very hard, especially when you're going through a storm. You feel like you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and you just keep getting punched and knocked down, and sometimes you'd be ready to give up.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, know how that feels. So, honey, I'll let you take the lead on that.
I'm fine.
I'm fine, thank you. Well, come on. How do you keep faith? What would you say to a man? What would you say to a man? Oh, and I got a subject too, by the way, for us for next week. Um, but what would you say to a man? Because men are the head of the household, and a man that's trying to keep his family. Let's say a man lost his job and got about 4 or 5 kids and a wife, and you know he's doing everything he can do, but he just keeps getting punched down. Lost his job,
Uh,
ready to move to a house. I say man because men, I think, in an area of trying to, because society has made men feel like that if they don't support their family, if they ain't working, then they're nothing. And I think men carry that. So,
yeah. How do you keep your faith? That's. I can only answer that from my point of view because everybody is different. So I I would just continue to pray. That's just my thing. I would just continue to pray and continue to speak with God about it. And Tony Motley, peace, my brother. Thank you for joining in. I think that you have to have some sense of spirituality because if you lose your faith and you pay attention to it and you act off of that, you can lose. Shirley Daniels,
hey, Cheryl.
you would try to create a job. Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. I will pray. That would be my first thing. Tony Motley. Um, Tone, what would you do to keep the faith? That's a.
Well, I want to speak to women because, and I think that the reason why,
Oh,
I think the reason why, because, as I said, I think our black brothers get it hard. They got it kind of hard. And so for for a man, it's like society tells a man that, you're nothing if you don't have no job, if you don't have this. And I think it affects men differently. Um, Tony said pray, definitely. And so I think that one thing that is important, that I believe that God put us here to be helpmates. So, as for instance, with me and my husband, that's a good example because me and my husband has went through some things. I was asked the question when we first got together, what type of woman would want a man that's disabled, on this disability, can't work. But I didn't look at my husband for that. I looked at my husband because my husband from day one handled my needs. And when I say handled my needs, I'm not talking about a physical need. I'm talking about what I needed as a woman and what I needed for him to be as a partner because he was God gift to me. So God already knew what I needed. So he gave me that in him.
Well, what can I say?
Yeah. Whatever. And so because of that, if you're in a relationship and let's say your husband has, y'all are going through financial issues. Me and my husband went through financial issues. But one important thing, and something that my mother-in-law told us, the first thing she told us is don't let your financial issue affect your relationship.
That's deep.
And when she said that, automatically it hit me that, when you're going through, especially with financial, that can be a tear up for a relationship. It can tear a relationship up.
Yes, it will.
No matter how much love you got. But if you keep the faith, if you believe in God, if you keep the faith in God and you put nothing but God in between you and you pray constantly and you talk, communication is so important. Then you can get through it.
Okay, so let me play. What do you say?
So true, especially hard if you don't have a supportive mate. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. If you don't have a supportive mate, it's going to be even harder to get
that's for real. So let me play devil's advocate for a minute, or good cop, bad cop. I don't want to say devil, but okay. So say you pray, and I mean you praying up something, and nothing still seems to go right. What then? Because some people, you could say pray or like Cheryl said, create a job or whatever, and everything still seems like it's not hitting on the right.
Yes, it does.
Not hitting on the right gears, and it's like, man, I'm giving up. God ain't helping me. Ain't that man? They taking everything from me. So in that and that aspect, like in that aspect, what would you do?
Well, first of all, the Bible says that, and I'm paraphrasing y'all, but your blessings come in the time where you're dealing with the most. That's when you see your blessings. Let me say, for instance, like one time, we were going through a real bad financial issue, and we had done everything we could do, and we was basically homeless because we didn't have a house of our own, and so I was near that point, that breaking point. And I prayed to God to show me a sign that he was still there. That just I didn't ask him for make everything all right. Just show me that you're there and it's going to be all right. Just a sign. And the song came into my head, which I hadn't heard for a long time. There's a song by, what is that guy name? It's One More Day, One More Step. Norfolk. Smokey Norfolk.
One more step, one more chance, one more time.
One more day, one more step. I'm preparing you for myself. And if you can't hear my voice, then please listen to the word. I Understand. That's the name of the song. It's by Smokey Norfolk. And I knew the song, but I hadn't heard it in quite a while. And that song popped in my head to play it. And I played it. And when I listened to it, I realized at that very moment, God, that was my sign. That's what God was giving me. So you asked me, you answered your question before you asked me the question. The answer is pray. You answered your question before you asked me the question. Because you had said
I said some people pray and they still don't get it. You understand what I mean? So
if
people,
you don't get it,
what I'm saying about, like, what I mean is they'll pray and then they have no patience. They don't have time to sit around and wait for a result or look for the results. You understand what I mean?
Yes. And what I'm saying to you is check out what you're praying for. Because you just said they don't have any patience. So instead of praying for God to make things better, maybe you pray for patience.
Of course. We know that.
And so that's one of the things you can do is pray for patience. Like I said, I didn't pray for God to make everything all right at the time. I prayed for just to show me that you're there and it's going to be all right if I just have patience. And he gave me that song.
What did Tony say?
Finances kill a lot of relationships. And pray for patience.
Right.
Exactly. That's what you have to do is pray for patience. Or pray for to be able to stand still. Because some people is so busy that they can't even see the doorway, the opening. Because they're so, and sometimes you got to pray to stand still.
That's right.
Sometimes you need to pray to stand still so you can hear him. Sometimes God will shut everything down.
So you have to
stand still to hear him. And then on the other hand, maybe what you're praying for is not what's for you in the first place.
True.
So when you're at that time where you're like, well, Dad, I done did everything. I'm just about to give up. You need to go back and reevaluate.
Wow.
Because in that reevaluate, you might find the answer.
Yeah.
That might have been there all along, but it's so much busy. Because when a lot of things is going on,
you forget.
It's easy to get distracted and not even see. God could have the door sitting right there, but it's blocked by all the other things.
Yeah.
And so you might be fighting in the wrong direction.
That's true. Yeah.
So the answer is never give up. But another thing you can do is positive people around you. Stand, but positive people around you. Because if you are going through and trying to keep the faith, but you got negative people or
negative
people,
naysayers.
Yeah, or people and they doing bad, or maybe every time you see them, they about 2 steps lower than you.
It ain't gonna happen for you. Look what happened to me.
Yeah, exactly. You find you some positive people that tell you it'll be all right. Because those negative will make it worse on you. Cheryl said, been there, done that. Cheryl said, busybody. Yeah, yep. Tony said, how about counseling? That's a good idea. Cheryl said, amen, sis. Cheryl said, from firm believer of that.
You have to figure out what it is you need. And if you're in a relationship or a marriage and you see that the faith is wavering on your spouse's behalf, when you pray for strength in your spouse's weak areas. That's what you have to do. If my faith is wavering and I'm like, man, listen, this is supposed to happen, but it's not happening fast enough, or we not, it's not going according to plan, or it's not looking the way, Seesaw. Yeah, seesaw.
That's what we were, a seesaw for each other.
So,
and still is.
At that time, when you pray, you need to pray for my weakness, what area I'm weak, and vice versa. because that will strengthen the faith also. And you have to pay when you pray. You ask God to strengthen you in your faith area also.
Mm-hmm. And you got to. That's why very equally yoked you because you're supposed to with your mate. You're supposed to have the seesaw. When he's down, you're supposed to be encouraging him. When you're down, he's supposed to be encouraging you. And trust me, my husband and I went through that a lot because we went through we went through some things, but we were there. There was times where I was like, you know what, I don't know, but I'm ready. This ain't happening. I just gonna lay here. And my husband,
I'll tell you, can't
yeah,
just lay
no,
there.
we're not doing that. And then there was times when, and my husband is not um one to you. He doesn't. You can see. I guess I can see when something is bothering him because he'll hold it. He won't say it, but he'll hold it, and I can see. And then when I said something to him, I don't know because I know, but I'm just. He's like, oh, and I was like, oh no, you ain't going there. No, we not having that. We gonna get out of that. So we was each other's encouragement. It wasn't that he was saying that I'm giving up, but he had that look like, man,
it just looked kind of bleak for a
man.
minute.
I don't know about this.
Hang on a minute. Yo, my bro James, what's good, brother? What's happening with you, man? James Rodman, my dude.
So, you have to encourage each and keep each other encouraged, and that will take both of y'all. It can't be one side. It can't be somebody all the time encouraging that one person. And another thing that's a very important thing to say. Sometimes.
Great question, Tony.
How do you move forward after a bad situation?
All right, okay. Let me answer that. It depends. Number one, it depends on the situation, right? Well, no, yeah, it depends on the situation and the severity of the situation, right? Number one. Number two, how you move on is you have to sit down and communicate. If that situation if that situation was with your wife or your husband, what you need to do is sit down at a time when y'all can talk, and you have to communicate. You have to communicate. If you don't communicate, then you won't be able to understand where the situation derived from in the first place. Then you won't understand what measures you have to take in order to correct those, to correct that situation. So the first thing I would say, that just me, this is just my own opinion. I think that what you would need to do to move forward in a bad situation is have communication with the person that you are have the situation with, whether it be a wife, whether it be a girlfriend, a friend, a brother, a sister.
You're not, but you are supposed to forgive. So it's okay to, people think that just because you forgive me, that you're supposed to deal with that person again.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
What did he say?
He said that's always my issue. I forgive, but have a hard time forgetting.
You don't have
to forget.
You know what?
You might not even want to deal. Because
something?
You don't have to deal either. You can. It's okay to say, "Listen, I forgive you," but always treat them accordingly. If it's a person, or treat the situation accordingly. You don't necessarily have to forget.
You don't have.
You're not supposed to forget.
What happens is this, man. You can forgive them. You have to forgive.
Hey, Val.
Hey, sis. If you don't forgive, you'll never get to a point of correction in yourself. You'll never get to a point of healing in yourself, within yourself. If you don't forgive, you have to forgive in order to start the correction and the healing with yourself. You don't have to forget what they did, but you sin, be angry and sin not. You could be angry about it, but you don't have to, curse nobody out or get physical and fight, or that stuff is out the window. But remembering keeps you from doing the same thing again, keeps you from dealing with that person again, keeps you from getting in that situation again. When you start to remember,
or dealing with that person in the same way.
In the same way, right, right. So you don't have to forget it. I think not forgetting it will help you with closure more than trying to forget it. And you understand what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's
Okay, I'll make a point about what I was saying about encouraging one another. One thing that we find out when we encourage one another is sometimes you'll have a partner who we'll talk about that in a minute. Repeat offender. So suppose like you never notice you have, it doesn't even have to be a mate, but a relationship with someone who, like, let's say you got a friend and you're always encouraging that friend, and the one time that you get down and depressed, that friend look at you like sideways, like, ain't you the one that's always said? Okay, so what I'm saying, be an encourager and you're with your partner and you're going to keep the faith. Don't be that person that looks at, because you got to understand that your mate is just as human as you are. So they're not going to be up 24. They got feelings too. So that, just like for instance in our relationship, my husband is, he drew me closer to God. He's the biggest encourager, but he's human too. So there was times, like I said, when even though he didn't say nothing, I could see on his face that he felt like, man, this is some stuff here. I'm ready. I don't know. Did I do something wrong? What's going on? Did I make the right choice? So it was my turn to encourage him. Right. So again, that goes to the point of be around people who gonna encourage you. Be around people who's gonna come out the blue and give you something that you might need to feed your soul. Like for instance, I said my mother-in-law said to us, hey, don't let your financial situation draw a wedge in between your relationship, which sparked right away with us and said, hey, we got to be careful of this, because otherwise we wouldn't have thought about that and wouldn't even have saw that little worm getting in between.
And you know what? Money will change a relationship.
It sure will.
It will change a relationship. Heavy. Everybody laughing off the repeat offender.
Mom said, if you don't forget, do you really forgive? Since when you forgive, you restore them back to the place they were before the end. Mom always coming. Mom, you always coming to put something in the game.
Well,
change the game.
I think that if you pay attention to what the situation was long enough, and you give it some thought, if you think about it long enough and you pay attention to it, I think that you'll be able to forgive. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's not.
No, that's not what she said. She said, if you forgive, if you don't forget, does that mean, how can you forgive? In other words, if you don't forget it, then how are you saying you're forgiven? Because when you forgive, it's supposed to restore them back to the place they were at.
Okay. I believe if you...
I got an answer for that.
Go ahead.
I believe that, yes, you can forgive them and still not forget, because at least for a time period, you want to treat them according to the situation. I mean, I might forgive, let's say your husband cheated on you, and you forgive your husband for cheating on you. That don't mean you're going to trust him right away. You forgive him, but the hurt is still there. It's like a scar with band-aids on it. You're healing, but you still need that band-aid. So it's going to take a while before you totally...
So let me say that. So in which way do you forgive? How do you show that person that you forgive them?
How do you show them you forgive them? Mm-hmm. You're not up in their face nagging them about it. You talk to them like you said, communication. You lay down the law. Okay, I forgive you, but I don't expect you to come in at a time that you're supposed to come in. I expect certain things from you. You and him sit down and come to an agreement.
So now I gotta come in the house at 8:00. That's what you're saying?
Well, before when you was cheating out there at 8:00, you was cheating. So if you're not cheating, there's no reason why you should be out there after 8, right?
I may be playing some basketball.
Okay. Well, was you playing basketball before you started cheating?
Yeah, she just fell out and I fell into her.
Yeah, okay. Well, you keep on falling out there then. How about that? But I still forgive you. But I'm going to forgive you out there, okay?
Mom said a pastor asked her that question. Wow, that's deep.
Once cheating happened, it's a wrap. Is that for you? Because everybody don't feel that way.
Yeah, everybody don't look at it like that. And by the way, James Robin got a book called My Butterfly. So you put it in the put it in the comments so everybody can know where to get the book at, bro. Just want to, gotta support the black man. That's a very good question, man.
Mom is always.
Cuz, what's happening, Tone? I see you, brother.
So, Tony got the question for next week. I'll tell you about it later. But
okay.
We got another question. We have a question for next.
All right, so Tone, how do you keep the faith? I'm playing good cop, bad cop tonight. I want to know what y'all think about keeping the faith. What is it for you that makes you want to keep the faith? www.arthurjamesrodman.com
is where you can pick up his book. Not always. Depends on the situation. About
Tony Motley in these situations.
I know, you got a lot of situations. You got a lot of entanglements going on. We might need to get you, pull you on camera to find out about your entanglements.
Nah, that's it. Tony Motley is a good dude, man. He's a good dude, man.
James said, if she cheats on me, it's over. All right.
Can't be mad at that.
Well, she know exactly. She know where you stand.
Mad at that.
Listen. Out.
So not always a rap. Okay, Tony, if it's not always a rap, depends on what type of situation would it have to be.
For it not to be,
but we're also talking about keeping your faith.
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, let's say I'm gonna give you a scenario. Now y'all listen to the scenario.
Well, you don't put me in that. I'm different.
Okay, so you lost your job.
All right.
I cheated on you. We losing the house. Now you've had faith. You've been working. You've been praying. You've been doing all that. But you find out I done cheat on you. You find out you lost your job. The house done went in foreclosure. And your kids are acting like, I don't know, they ain't got good sense.
What do I do?
Yes. How do you keep your faith after all that? You're going through all that. What do you do?
You asking me personally?
I gave you a scenario.
Okay.
So.
Well, my answer to that would be this. Look.
Oh, James said, I never want to be that couple that had to endure infidelity.
I feel you on that. I hear that. In that situation,
I agree, James.
I'm going to keep praying. Because I look at it like this. Out of all the things that I've been through in my life, the only sure thing I have is God. Right? So my thing is this. I could get another wife. I could get another house. I can get another job. I only have one chance to protect my salvation. Right?
Wow, baby. That's deep. Talk that.
That's the truth. I only have one way to keep my salvation. And
I love my husband.
I just feel like if faith is all I need to have, then I'm going to lean and depend on that, because if God said to me, I will supply all your needs, I know he's going to do that.
Can you repeat
So I'll be
all that
knocked
again?
down for a minute, but I'm going to get back up. I'm going to get back up.
Can you repeat all that again?
I don't think
from
so. No. I could get another house. I could get another wife. I could get another job. Only thing I can't get, well, I could get some stepchildren.
Yeah.
I got some stepkids. But the only sure shot thing I have is God and my salvation. And
wow.
If I get knocked down, I'm not gonna compromise my salvation for a woman or a house or a car or a job. I have to do it. Man,
did y'all hear my husband? My husband was talking that. That's why I married him. Okay, so Tony said if a person comes clean before you find out on one thing, if you find out about the entanglement on your own, that to me is worse.
That's a fact.
I agree.
That's a fact.
James said it's over. I'll get another house and another woman.
I know that's right. He got more. Man, he good.
Okay. DJ Tony said the mistake is over one thing. The cover up is even worse. It is. I agree.
Yeah, man.
Charlotte said my husband is side eyeing me because I'm laughing too hard. James said deep. James said amen, amen. Tony, cousin Tony said talk that talk. But yeah, ain't he though?
It's a family show, mommy.
Oh,
mom.
She didn't hear me.
My mom. Where are you, mom? Where when I need you? Mom, I need you. Oh, mommy. I need
you. Okay. Hey, look. Okay, y'all. We're back.
Forgive us. We be tripping sometimes. But we enjoy y'all. So y'all back with us.
Okay.
All right. So I just think that the only thing you have is God. The sure shot thing you have is God. You have that and death in your life. That's
so
it.
You have no other choice but to keep the faith.
You have to, because if you give in, then you'll never receive any of those things that you just lost.
And that's what the enemy wants.
He wants to strip you. Look at Job.
Mm-hmm. Oh, baby, perfect example. Oh, God, go to talk that stuff tonight,
I'm just saying, look at Job.
Perfect example.
He took Job through the ringer, and Job never gave up. He never cursed God. He never pointed his finger.
Tony said, cousin Tony, he said, they fired me. I can fire her. And unemployment is giving an extra $600 per week. Praise God. I know that's right. Oh my, yes, that's right, cousin.
Hold up. James said, he said, I hope, I know I hope I can't see you.
Wait, he said, I know I have to be 100% faithful in order to expect 100% faithful.
Yeah, that's a fact. But Tony, yo.
He said, they fired me. I can fire her. And unemployment is the extra 600. That's for sure.
You know what? I'm done. I'm done.
So you get double wins.
Look, you got your bread.
Yeah. Ain't God good. He's like, ain't God good.
Out there with the stress. Man, listen.
Mom said, okay, when a person cheats, it destroys the foundation of the integrity of the marriage and trust is out of the window. However, when I was cheated on, I did the next best thing. Got it because I would never give the man a chance to do that to me again. And that's what I mean by, I'm sure that you You might have been angry for a little while, but sure that yeah, that's why I said I forgot what I was talking.
Yeah, you see.
So I had to reverse it. For those people, they can, forgive, not be angry, and
Not
but
that
you
one.
still move on. That's not nice.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
But I'm saying that it's okay not to forget, but you can, um, you don't have to stay in that just because you forgive somebody.
It takes time. It takes time.
DJ Tony said, I read an article about a wife that told she was attracted to a coworker and wanted to sleep with him. They agreed and she decided not to. Gotta respect here, honesty.
Her honesty.
Okay, so but
That's kind of.
I would have said, well, maybe you might want to rethink being married to me because
Yeah, that's right.
mm, okay.
How do you find out he was cheating?
How do you find out? How did you?
Oh, he's talking to mom.
Oh, he told her. So he was honest. So do you think that? Because you said that.
All right, let me play the let me play the good cop bad cop. Just because you tell somebody doesn't take the sting away from it.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, here's the thing: you want to be honest to be able to start some type of healing with yourself. You want to try to correct what's done, right? But what you have to realize is, even though you come clean and you want to start to correct that situation or get healing from that, or you want to make things right. That's what your mind is saying, and that is what's in your heart. But the other person, you have to understand that you have to give them room to heal. You have to give them room to accept what happened and give the process what they need to process with that. You understand what I'm saying? Because regardless of the healing and getting closure, the sting of it is where the impact is, right? So we're saying that when you first find out, it's like, what, me? Why would you feel me? Why did what did I do for you to, you understand? All of those questions start to come into play. And then it's, I didn't think you would ever do that to me. You said you love me.
And you have to deal on any way they want to deal.
And if it takes them 2 years to understand that, okay, now I may be in a space to try to start
you have to give them.
You have to wait that long. And this is just what happens when you cheat. If you have to understand that when you go outside, there's a consequence that you're going to have to pay regardless of what it looks like. Mm-hmm. Mom said, oh, he told, oh.
No, he was drunk, not honest. We were arguing. There was other circumstance I'm not willing to talk about it. However, I knew I just needed confirmation.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And I believe that that's another thing that I think that people don't understand, that you have to deal with people where they are with it. Like, for instance, if you cheated on, I've been cheated on before. My thing was I wanted to know when, who, why. I wanted to know all these details. And I wanted to know the truth because I've actually busted them. And so one of my things is I do not deal with lying very well. I cannot stand a liar, okay? That came from my mother. You could tell me anything, be upfront honest with me. And I'm not saying that it wouldn't hurt if you told me the truth. I'm just saying that I can handle the truth better. Don't lie to me. So the lie was lie after lie after lie. It was lie when he was busted. It was lie the reason why. It was just lie after lie. I couldn't get the truth. So that was, okay, you cheated. So that's a break. Then you lie, another break. Then you keep lying, another break. Then you don't want to deal with how I want to deal with it. Because just because you finally came out with it, okay, now I'm supposed to forgive you. I'm not supposed to ask no questions, and we're not supposed to talk about it no more. Another break. So as you can see, we went from here to no relationship whatsoever because that's not something I'm willing to deal with. And if I was willing to deal with it, then you would have to deal on the level that I wanted to deal on because
You have to have time to
yeah, because
process it.
I was the one cheated on. It's just like my husband and I have a beautiful relationship. I think we have a great relationship, and in my eyes, it's a perfect relationship. If my husband ever cheated on me, as much as we communicate, I would be very hurt and disappointed. But one thing he would have to do is he would have to go. Okay. And I don't know for how long. I'm not saying that it I don't know what it would be. But for the time being, he would have to get out my face because that's what I would need at the time because I would be disappointed and hurt. So I would need for him to remove himself from me.
I'll just go into the guest bedroom. It's got a guest bedroom down the hall.
The guest bedroom would have to be far away, and I wouldn't have to see him for a while. I would not be in every time I see him. I probably would want to. That's where my face would have to, I would have to pray on because I probably would drop kick him, and that's not very godly. But I just wanted to know, was it in my house? I don't care about the other gory details. Oh, mom said she just wanted to make sure that it wasn't in her house.
Wow.
Well, I wanted to know everything. One of the reasons why I wanted to know everything is because, people crazy, and I didn't want to have to look over my shoulder. I needed to know what he told her because I ain't want nobody coming to my door, knocking on my door. I needed to know, and I found out about it. We had been having intimacy, so I wanted to make sure wrap it up. I ain't want no disease. There was things that I was questioning. My in jeopardy. That I have to worry about my life.
Did you put a napkin on it?
Yeah. I wanted to know all these things. So,
hey, saran wrap or something? No ointment on it?
What she looked like. Because I had just got to watching like the story. You remember the guy that his girlfriend shot the wife in the head. So I wanted to open the door. I wanted to know what she looked like because I didn't want nobody running up to it, knocking me in the back of my head. All this stuff came to my head, so I was asking questions about it. And he didn't want to answer another question, so that kind of made me mad. I was like, I can't even protect myself.
I just, you know what, it happened to me, and all I really wanted to know is the truth. Don't do it, and then I see the signs, and I know what's going on.
Yeah, that really makes you mad. That's
telling me, I ain't doing nothing. You tripping. Why
that really makes
you know what I mean?
Mad. Playing me stupid.
Like I'm not.
Playing me like
all I'm saying is, if that's what you want to do, let me know, and I'll peel off. I'll go my way, and you can do what you feel you want to do. Just don't have me standing there and you telling me nothing, and then when I go to sleep, you know what I'm saying?
You sneak it off.
Going up the fire escape to my man's crib upstairs, like he's asleep. Like, what? Really? You did that?
And again, it goes back to you sleeping with this person, and then they sleeping with somebody else. Anything could, you need, just tell me that, listen, you ain't doing the trick, so I'm going over here next door. That way we can, prep ourselves.
They take, when you do that, you take a person's option. And that's it's not fair to take a person's option away. That's like, that it becomes a dictatorship at that point.
Exactly.
And nobody wants to be in a relationship that's, that someone is dictating to you your every move or what you should do or how you should follow a rule or, what I mean? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. At least leave me my option to say yay or nay. Period, point blank. So I mean,
so
to keep the faith.
Yeah,
because I know we jumped off the topic for a minute.
We kind of sliding
But
off.
not really slide off the topic, because if you look at it, all of these things have to do with having faith in order to be able to maintain your sanity.
Exactly.
Wanting to know somebody gonna cluck you in the back of the head with something, you know what I mean? But you just have to, it all has to do with faith in some kind of a way.
And I feel like that. Don't you feel like the closer you get to God, it seems like the more things start happening to make your face kind of shake. Sometimes it's like,
You know what? I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that. Because if you know me, I have, my faith is strong.
Yes, it is.
I have a strong, and I pride myself. And no, I can't pride myself. I give God the glory for giving me strength to have that type of faith. Right? God gets the glory, not me. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, Lord. But I just know that I know that I know that He's not going to reject His promise.
That's true. But there are
and
people
with knowing
who
that,
believe that.
with knowing that, I'm just for me, just for me.
Mom said, "Me too, Frank. That is why I could never ever be comfortable to trust again. It is the, but it is all that messed up blood in me. If you cheat on me one time, it is over, and I forgive you and forget you too. Help me, Lord.
Help me, Lord. Help me, help me.
See, I was thinking about CeeLo.
CeeLo.
Forget you. Man, you know that song he got, but it's not Forget You, but
yeah.
You know you riding around with it.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's a good one. I think for you to build your faith or faith, the only thing you could do is pray. And you got to pray from your heart, not from your head. And you have to believe, even though you can't see. You have to believe. Because, it's just as easy as somebody saying, yo, Get Loose got this record. That's crazy, right?
Every Monday at 8:30. He said, "How often do y'all do the Hatchet Chronicles?"
Every Monday. Every Monday at 8:30. That's why I be missing some of Jazzy, because our times kind of collide on Monday. But when I'm finished with the Hatchet Chronicles, Jazzy show as much as I can.
Mom said,
"Forget you, forgot you. Never thought about you."
And we also take topics.
Yeah, Tone, if you got a topic, man, that you want to talk about, something that you want to address, you could put it on my you could not email, but put it in my messenger, man, and I'll get them, and we'll and then when you come on that Sunday or that Monday, I'm sorry, we always, whoever leaves the topic, we always give them the credit for the topic and give them a shout out for that topic for that show. So yeah, if you got a topic or you got something you want to chop it up about, that's what's up. If you don't want it to be a topic and you just want to holler at me, I'm here, bro. You know what's up. That's what it is.
Go, but Mom is funny, and I will always have a topic. I got issues.
Don't be stupid.
Don't we all?
Hey, yo, man, tell them, and when you jump in the chat, tell them I'll be there when I finish the Chronicles, bro. I'll see you in a bit.
We're gonna have Bible study.
I know.
Okay, so oh, and by the way, guys, speaking of, because it's almost our hour is almost up, but we do want topic. Exactly how to phrase it, but you're a couple, and your other half, let's say, okay, Okay, for instance, me and you. Okay, we're
Why
married.
don't you leave that for next week?
I need a top. I need. Oh, you don't want me to give him the hint about it?
Instead of yeah,
Okay, well I won't tell him the topic.
you giving away the test drive the car when you don't need to.
Oh, scold
I'm
me.
just saying, you know what I mean?
I was just going to tell the topic name, but
No, we don't. Yeah, put the brakes on.
did you like my herb?
Oh Lord have mercy! Somebody, please,
No.
no.
Okay.
Okay,
Whatever.
when you have a relationship with God, I can't
When
see.
you have a relationship with God, He convicted me many times about not forgetting because He take
Forgetting. Okay.
our transgressions and throws them into the sea of forgetfulness.
Mm.
That is true.
Drop it on them, Mom. Drop it on them. Mm.
So if God can forgive, if Jesus can forgive,
Hey, look what he had. Look what he had to endure. When
then
they made him carry his own cross,
who am I
and they spit on him. They hit him with a rock.
not to forgive?
They put a crown of thorns on his head, and he still
Forgave.
what? Man, that's powerful.
So I am forgiven. But I
also
also say that we treat him with, I'll forgive you for doing something wrong, but, I'm going to treat you accordingly. Valley said, love y'all. I'm going now. I need to pray. The enemy is in the atmosphere today, but he is defeated. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, Valerie. And it's okay because we got faith.
Mom
Strong
says she
as a
going
mustard
too.
seed. And so we're getting ready to go because our hour is up anyway. So
And we have Bible study
yeah,
in a minute.
no, not forgive, forget.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I can forget, but I'll forgive. I'm halfway there.
It's just something you got to pray about.
Mhm.
It's something you have to pray about and ask God to work with you in that area because area for you. So you just have some strength in that area, and He will. He definitely will.
So again, everybody, thank you for supporting us. Look out for Sabrina Johnston's songs, both of them out, flute song and
all those F's. Since you crazy.
That's why you need to pray. Sabrina Johnston's flute song and You Make Me Feel. I'm slurring.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sound like you was talking
and on August 12th, 2 days from now, Del Royale, because I can risking it all will be out on your favorite streaming site. My book, The Power of God, near you.
Forgive me.
Which is $15, $3 shipping and handling. Then we got our book coming out from my rib and the Corona Chronicles. My sister Val got the anthology come out. I got a chapter in it. His stuff going on. What you got going on?
His stuff, like I just got a bag with a bunch of crap.
Yes, you got a bag full of stuff, but
it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's not crap. It's good stuff.
I still have my beat tape that's out there. It's still on all stream sites.
Yeah,
and I appreciate everybody for supporting and going out and get that. I'm working with a new artist now. I'm actually working with Kilo, my man. Yo, y'all gotta know. He did a lot of stuff for Lauren. He did a lot of stuff for everybody, to be honest with you. And he shoot movies and stuff now. So I'm doing some stuff with him. I sent him like 10 records last night. It's crazy. We getting ready to do something real big. We're doing that. The remixes on Sabrina Johnson stuff I'm working on. I'm working with Shirley Daniels on some of her stuff for her podcast. I just did a couple of songs with her, and I'm praying and thanking God for her wanting to, give her testimony.
don't think nobody else. I said zero.
That's okay. That's all right. And people still look at the replay. So with that being said, I still have the beat making for beginners and all of that stuff going on.
Like, share on Facebook
and
YouTube.
on YouTube.
I know it. You gotta go to YouTube, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification. Yay!
All right. All right.
And we will see you next week, next Monday at 8:30.
And this is the Hatchet Chronicles, and we are OU.
Peace.
Deuces.
Something else I do.